Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
I don't wanna piss you off, and I don't wanna make you mad. But it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to say. But it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way.
Hi, my name is LORRE, and welcome to another episode of The Relationship Show, where everything we talk about concerning relationships is right at your viewership. You can just simply visit www.accesstv.org and you can see and hear and learn everything you ever wanted to know about relationships. We're also you're able to reach us on The Relationship Show by visiting yahoo.com and sending an email to therelationshipshow@yahoo.com. If that is therelationshipshow@yahoo.com, and we will do everything in our power to get your questions answered. That is our desire. That is our strategy. So today we have some questions that some of you have sent to us, and they're pretty good questions. I mean, very interesting questions that we haven't had before. And once again, this is an opportunity for you. If you ever have any questions that you want answered, send them our way, and we'll do whatever we can to get them answered. So before I even begin, I just want to do a shout out to family and friends alike. Hey out there, you are loved and missed, and we love your support. And don't stop tuning in not only to The Relationship Show, but other shows that are accessed on accesstv.org. Here we go. Here's the first one. It says, "Hi, LORRE. I love reality TV shows. Not many of my friends know about Survivor and The Amazing Race and The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Real Housewives of Atlanta and New Jersey." Wow, you do watch a lot of reality shows. "I am distraught about another suicide of a reality star. Gia from Bachelor, 29 years old, a doggone shame and waste. Why? Why would she do that? Why would anyone do such a big thing? I look back at the episodes and she was happy and content, a light. Now the light is gone. Why?" It is very, very sad. Anytime someone, and it doesn't even have to be a celebrity, it could be anybody, that takes their life, that to me is a sign of lost hope. Someone who feels lost. And it could be contributed to a natural chemical imbalance in the brain, which brings on mental health issues, or it could really just be someone feeling saddened in a relationship. And from what I understand on Gia's suicide is that she was having difficulties with her boyfriend, who I believe was a athlete, if my memory serves me correctly. And I think she was having difficulties in that arena. It wasn't necessarily per se her career. Obviously she was doing well, but she must have felt distraught and lost within her relationship that she was having with her boyfriend. And that is a very sad thing for anyone to go through, to feel like that they have to end their life because of another person. And I've shared this with you before about the importance of being grounded. You need to find a grounding within yourself. So when situations come up and they don't agree with what you perceive to be valuable, or that something that you're struggling with, and you feel like that other person that you're interacting with isn't on the same page as you, or they feel like they don't want to be with you anymore, or what have you, you need to have that initial internal grounding within yourself to say, I matter, that I am a valuable person. I matter in whether I'm in this relationship with this person or not, I add value to this world. I have a purpose-driven life. And I think that people need to understand that everyone on this earth has a purpose. And unfortunately with Gia, she had taken all her perception of worth on this and used it towards the relationship to say, if the relationship is a good thing, then I'm a good person. If the relationship isn't a good thing, then I'm not worth anything. So we need to be grounded and understand that committing suicide is a deeper issue than somebody just simply taking their life. It is going beyond what you see in the physical, and you go internally on that person and look at their emotional and psychological well-being. And if there's any kind of concern, obviously that's going to taint perceptions. And in her mind, that relationship was everything, so she felt like there was no purpose. We can only learn from this, and we can also look out for signs. Committing suicide is not just something that happens random. This person has been struggling for a long time. When anyone commits a suicide, it is at a point of losing hope. So prior to that, in their minds, they were seeking, and they were trying to find ways of being fulfilled. And in this particular case, because of the relationship was still going south, if you will, and it was not prospering, she felt that it wasn't even worth it, not even having the success that she personally was experiencing. So I do feel bad for her and her family rather, and I pray that we learn from this and we look out for the signs. And you can visit the signs by going on the web, on to look on any kind of behavioral site website. WebMD has some great information to talk a little bit about committing suicide. What does that mean? What does that consist of? And from there, you could learn. You could definitely learn about the signs and maybe help someone along the way before they make that ultimate permanent decision. Our next question is, Dear Lori, my daughter has been diagnosed and treated for bipolar disorder. It has been a long road for her accepting the diagnosis, treatment, and medication. Last night she tells me she's pregnant, and the only way that she can have a healthy baby is to stop the medication that keeps her sane and rational. Last time she stopped the medication, she went into a rampage, and the police were called to assist. She is asking me what she should do. I would love to be a grandfather, but at what cost? Okay, so first of all, I want to take a step back with regards to the issue of bipolar, which is a very real mental disease, if you will. And there are a lot of support groups and organizations that can help ground you as a parent, grandparent, and even as the person who's been diagnosed with this, to better understand what that means. For them to not be able to have a child because they have to be on a medication, that there are people out there who are bipolar who have had children and they have taken medication. There's other remedies, homeopathy, home remedies and things of that nature, herb treatments and so forth that can help with the treatment of bipolar. So don't lose hope. Do some more research. Contact a local organization, Institute of Living, someone that would actually be able to give you more information about the bipolar disease. Don't rule out that there's no other option. It is not either or, having a child or not, or staying on the meds. If this medication is the only medication, then there is ways of addressing and how to manage the disease, if you will. And don't lose faith. Just continue to be optimistic and just press forward. There's always a solution, and there's never lost hope, if you will. So my recommendation is do some further research. Contact some other organizations. Don't rule it out as this is the only decision. There are people who've had children who've been off meds or have been given different meds. And if she has to absolutely be on this medication, my recommendation is you go back to that physician or go to an organization that knows about bipolar and ask them, what are my options? I don't believe that there is a matter of a choice to say you're on or you're off if you want to have children. So I wish you luck, and please send us a follow-up email to let us know the outcome. Okay, it says, Dear Lori, you answered my question about who is the person behind the scenes, answering the questions you cannot. Great to know how I can support the program. Now, please do not laugh, but a friend told me if we want to find someone, we have to take calculated risks, step out onto faith, and look for partners in an unconventional way. Right? Well, he sounds smart and passionate about the work in the community. How old is he? Is he married? Can we see him? If he's between the age of 35 and 45, not married, here's my email address. And she gave her email address. Well, first of all, the man behind the camera is executive producer and pastor J. Stan McCauley, and he has been in television and radio for like 30 years or more, and he is extremely involved in the community. This is just a small piece. This production organization, he and his wife, Nyesha McCauley, are dedicated and are committed in making a difference within the community, and they offer certain programs such as these, and they do other kind of community give back. So he is married, so it's not an option. You cannot...
extremely married.
Extremely married, he said. And it is not an option for you to see if you can seek him, because he's a married, faithful man. Sorry, but there are other ways that you can meet people. I still believe that Christian Mingle and other venues are options as well, and then go into functions either at a church or within your community. There's different kinds of like functions that are often featured. They do different kinds of singles, cruises that are local. Do your legwork. You can find organizations and different kinds of vehicles of interest that will be able to expose you as a potential available person. But you have to do your legwork. And I appreciate your boldness in saying, who's this person behind the scenes? And actually, if you Google J. Stan McCauley, you can see him. Okay, so he's done so many different kinds of projects and so forth. You just Google him and you will find him. If you're just curious about who he is and his talents, he's amazing. But I would recommend that you just do your legwork and just find out what kind of organizations or interest groups that you can get involved in so you can meet other people. That's the only way that I can think about it. So good luck, and thanks for your questions. Here we can take one last question. Dear mothers, one night I gave my 7-year-old daughter a spanking for being naughty and not listening. The next morning, as I dressed her for school, to my horror, I saw bruises on her backs and legs. I realized I did that. I did that to my baby. I told her I was so sorry and tried to hug her, but she just looked at me and said, "It's okay, Mommy." What I did was wrong. Wrong I want to take back. I want to make it better. I kept her home for 3 days till her bruises went away. And if the school saw, I would lose my baby. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. I could not lose her. I need help, but if I tell anyone, they are required to report. I cannot lose my baby. What can I do? I'm so sorry. Okay, well, I'm a little confused because spankings are not necessarily a bad thing. So let's just clear that, any confusion on that. If you give your child a spanking, it's because what? You feel that maybe for whatever reason she was just being disobedient. She did not learn from what you had repeatedly told her to not do, or you had asked her to do something. So you spanked her as a ultimate final action. So my question to you is, first, before I can say whether you did it on purpose, out of anger, versus you did it because you wanted to teach her a lesson on being obedient, is you have to ask yourself that if you did it because you were upset, then my concern would be that you would need to seek a deeper understanding as to why you did it. If you did it because you were trying to discipline her and bruises, maybe she's an easily bruisable child, then it is a matter of, okay, she bruises easily and you need to not hit her in a way that causes bruises. I am an advocate of disciplining a child, but I do not believe of any kind of child abuse or anything that's destructive to that child. I think you should talk to friends, you should talk to your daughter to explain why this is occurring and how to alleviate it going forward, because maybe this is something she may continue to do. But my recommendation would be to get more involved and with other organizations, talk to other moms and find out what it is that can make you more cognizant of your actions, because I don't know exactly what drove you to feel like, oh, I feel bad, I spanked her. Spanking to discipline a child is not a bad thing. What I'm questioning is why you feel so guilty in doing it. Because no one has said what you did was wrong, but you're feeling that sense of guilt. So go further in yourself and determine why you're feeling what you're feeling. I hope that helps. Please send us some additional questions so we can follow up to see how things are going in the progress of that situation with you and your daughter, and we will continue to talk more about it. So we are out of time, but I wanted to take this time to thank you for tuning in on The Relationship Show. And remember, if you have any other questions, send them to therelationshipshow@yahoo.com. In the meantime, remember this: the best relationships start with loving yourself first. See you next time.
I don't wanna piss you off, and I don't wanna make you mad, but it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to say, but it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way. They get between me and you.